Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, I would love if you guys subscribed to my channel down below. So today's video is going to be a little bit negative. You could probably tell by the title. Is going to be all about products that disappointed me or products that didn't work for me, that I don't like. This is nothing against certain brands because there are products in here that I have literally favorites for each product. It's just this certain product in particular did not work for me, and if any of these products work for you, I'm not saying that they're bad products or anything like that. I'm just saying that they didn't work for my skin, or I just didn't like the formula, or whatever it may be. So please do not take this video the wrong way. I just figure, personally, I like watching these kinds of videos because it's very interesting to see like what products work for people, what products don't, and all that good stuff. So without further ado, if you guys want to see what products didn't work for me or what products I don't really like, then let's just jump right in. Okay, where to start? So I'm going to start off with this. This is the Makeup Forever HD High Definition Powder. So I purchased this quite a while ago. It came out and like everyone was talking about it, and I purchased it, and I really don't like this stuff at all. This stuff gives me a cast underneath my eyes, like a white cast whenever I take pictures or anything like that. It does give you that like really soft kind of look to your skin, but it just does not work for me. When I take pictures, it just gives you that kind of like white cast, and it does feel like a little weird on the skin, at least for me. I don't know if like there's a trick behind using this if I'm not using it right. I don't know, because I feel like this was such an expensive powder and I had so much of it left. So I just don't know what to do with it because it just didn't really work for me. It just has like if you see, can you guys see that? Like there's so much like powder that comes out. Like obviously it's powder, but I really like the packaging of it because it has like this little netting, and then the powder just kind of comes out, you know, from the top. But see, as you can see on my hand, it kind of gives me like a white cast. And to me, it's not really translucent. Like it doesn't really, I don't know. This stuff didn't work for me. I'm really sorry if this is one that worked for you and if this is like a product you love, but it just didn't work for me. I have so many other powders that I use like this. This is the RCMA No Color Powder. Really translucent. You cannot see it on your face, and it's super moisturizing, and it doesn't have like that weird feeling to it when you apply it. It just is really, really nice. So, and this is like $13, and this was, I don't even remember. I feel like this was super expensive, and it just didn't work for me. Sticking with kind of like the translucent powders, this is one by Ofra, and I actually didn't purchase this. I believe this came in a BOXYCHARM, and this is the Pressed Powder Oil Control. So this is kind of just to me. Like it just didn't really do anything. It's very white, but when you put it on your skin, it kind of has like a chalky consistency, and like I said, I have, you know, this that I use that I just reach for, so this just doesn't really work for me. I don't really know if this is meant to be kind of like, it says that it's a pressed powder oil control. I'm not an oily person, so maybe that's why I don't really like this. I don't really know exactly how to really use it, but I just never really got into it. And it's just like a meh product, so I don't really like this. Alright, so let's talk about some eyeshadows. This is by Revlon. This is the Quad, so you get 4 different colors. This is in the color Enchanted 550. So this is my problem with drugstore eyeshadows, is you get like a really pretty palette that looks like this. Now this color right here is like an emerald green. Do you guys see my hand? That's what I mean by the cast. Like you can still see it, and I blended it out. I hate it. So like I was saying, this is supposed to be like an emerald green. This is like a pink. This one's like a really, really pretty taupe. And then this is just like kind of like a slate gray. So here's my problem with this palette. It just doesn't show the colors on your eyes like they look in the palette. So when I went to use this green, it just kind of looked like a muddy, kind of like dark, weird color. It just did not work for me. The only color that is like okay in here, I would say, is these two right here. This pink isn't bad, and this like taupey color is actually really pretty. But again, when you put them on your eyes, you just don't really get that great payoff. They're kind of powdery, as you can see right there. And the green, it just doesn't look green when it's on your eyes. This is just a not, I do not like this palette. And I don't know how the other quads work. I've never really purchased them because I have so many higher end eyeshadows that are amazing. But these just don't really work for me. I just, no, save your money. Another eyeshadow palette that didn't work for me is this one, and this is by NYX. This is the Love in Paris. I don't even know if they make this anymore. This is pretty old, but I do not like this. You get some pretty shades in here, and the packaging is cute. This has no pigmentation, like just none. Like, I can literally try to get pigment and it's just not there. Like, they're just very powdery and just not, like this pink one especially is super powdery. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell from there. There's a really pretty kind of like shimmery color, but it's just like, it's just not good. I just feel like companies that come out with stuff like this, it's super cute, and you know, if the pigmentation was there, that would be great, but I just never reach for this. I have so many way better eyeshadows than this. And again, NYX is a great company. I love NYX, and I feel like they have other eyeshadows that are so much better than this, and no. Let's talk about a highlight. So this was an accident. I meant to order this in the powder form, and it came in the cream. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the color Pearl. Now, I absolutely love Becca's highlights. I love Becca as a company in general. I feel like she makes amazing, amazing products, especially the backlight priming filter, and her highlights are some of my favorites. This one is just not good for my skin tone. This is in the color Pearl, like I said, and it's just super white, and I don't know if mine kind of like got dried up over time, but the consistency of it is a little kind of like dry, and that's it right there, and it's a little too light for my skin tone. It looks a little too ashy, and when I apply it on my face, it doesn't really look flattering on my skin tone. So it's not really that the product I don't like, it's more of the color and the texture of it. I feel like I have other cream highlights that are a little easier to blend out, and again, this could be because I've had it for quite some time that it just kind of dried out, so it's just not really as creamy as I would want it to be. And like I said, I have so many highlights from Becca that I love. This one is one of my favorites. This is in the color Opal, and this just is such a beautiful highlight. It just glides onto your skin. I love her highlights, but this one in particular, I don't really like just because it's a little too light for me, and the formula is like kind of meh. Like, I feel like I have way more other highlights that I grab for, so this one doesn't really work for me, but I feel like if you have a light skin tone, you would love this. Let's talk about a foundation that didn't really work for me, and this is by Tarte. This is the Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. I bought this quite a while ago. This just doesn't work for me because of the texture of it, and it's way too drying for my skin. Because I have dry skin, this doesn't really work for me. I feel like if you have oily skin, you would really, really like this. Actually, I do have a friend that has oily skin, and she has used this before, and I think she really liked it. It says it's 12-hour makeup oil free. This just didn't work for my skin. I have so many other foundations that just kind of work a lot better. It has like this weird kind of like whipped consistency that I'm not a huge fan of. It's just, I mean, this isn't a horrible product by any means. It's just the texture of it is kind of weird. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but it's kind of whipped. It actually feels very nice, but it goes on my skin kind of thick, and if I remember correctly, I believe that it would cling to dry patches. I only use this probably maybe 5 or 6 times because I really wanted it to work and it just didn't. So it's one that sits in my collection that I don't really use, but I don't get rid of it because I do a lot of makeup on the side and everybody has different skin tones and textures, so I like to keep this in my collection for that reason. But this one just didn't work for me, but it is a good foundation if you have like oily skin, and it just didn't work for me. So moving on, I do want to talk about this next. This was such a disappointing product to me. I really was excited for this. I got this as a gift actually, so I didn't pay for this. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea eyeshadow palette. It has such a beautiful packaging. It just looks like this. The back of it is gold, and when you open it up, it looks stunning. That is so beautiful. You get a really nice mirror and the eyeshadows in there. Now here's my problem with this. The eyeshadows in here are just meh. Like, there's nothing like too great about them, and the biggest thing is the pigment for me. I feel like Tarte eyeshadows are some of the best eyeshadows, especially the Tartelette in Bloom palette. That is my all-time favorite palette from Tarte. But these are just, they didn't blow me away at all. Like, I don't know, it didn't really work for me. I mean, they swatch pretty. This is some of them right here. I just never find myself reaching for it because I have so many other eyeshadow palettes, and this doesn't really have, like, I can't really create a complete eye look in here. So I feel like some of these eyeshadows are really pretty and some of them I just don't really like. Like this one right here just doesn't really have much pigment, and they have kind of like a, I would say, satin finish. They're not matte and they're not like glittery, but there's no matte shade in here that I could kind of create like just one look with. So that's what I find with this palette is kind of like, I wish they had put maybe like a matte color right in the center here. That would be really pretty because then you could kind of do a different look. And it's kind of annoying when you have to reach for like multiple palettes to create one look. I like to just grab a palette and kind of create a look and go. And this I can't really do that with. It's such beautiful packaging, and some of the colors do swatch really pretty. Like some of these are super pigmented, but I was disappointed with this. This isn't really something that I don't like, but it was a disappointment to me. I thought I would use it more, and I really haven't. I wouldn't say at all that this is a bad product. It's just one that I don't really grab for, that's in my collection, that I'm not really in love with. It just is kind of like meh to me, you know? Let's talk about another eyeshadow palette. Okay, this is not bashing her company at all. I have a lot of things from her company that I like, and by her I mean Kylie Cosmetics. This palette is just one that I did not really love. This is the Kylie Holiday 2016 palette. I actually do have a review and a makeup look on this. Now, what I will say about this eyeshadow palette is the colors are pretty. I just feel like they're a little random. Like there's kind of some random colors in here, like the green, the blue, and these colors don't really swatch that great, and when you're putting them on your eye, they kind of just lose their pigment. This silver one though, I have to say, is probably one of my favorite silvers that I own. So I only keep this palette for that silver. That is the only color that I really will use. And this color right here is actually pretty as well. It's just kind of like a mauve-y kind of color. So I only really use probably these 3 up here, and the rest of them I just don't typically go for. This palette just was kind of like a disappointment to me. It's not a bad product, like it's not a bad palette, but it's just one that I was disappointed with. I just don't really reach for it. Like I said, I only use these 3 shades in it, and I really don't use them often. So if I'm looking for a silver, I will definitely go in with this silver. This blue swatch is absolutely horrible. It looks so much better in the camera for some reason, but when I'm looking at it, it just looks speckly and splotchy, and I feel like her other palettes are so much better than this one, even though this one, like I said, I do like the silver, but this palette just is just like a no for me. Alright, let's talk about a eyeliner. This is by the brand Benefit. This is their Real Push-Up Liner. I purchased this quite a while ago, and this one, I just like, when I was thinking of, okay, I'm gonna film a product video of products that I don't like, this was like one of the first things I thought of, and I'm sorry, but this is just not good. In my opinion, when you roll it up, the product is supposed to come out of the tip of the little thing here, and there's like a hole and the liner comes out of it. Here's my problem with this. It dries out really bad, and when you are using it, it crumbles as you're trying to create a wing or as you're trying to line your eyes. It just like bunches up. It doesn't give you a really smooth liner, which is like what I look for in a liner. I don't like to sit there and keep going over certain spots that are crooked. I like to just go in and create like one smooth line. This does not do that for me. It's just not good. I feel like it just like, the concept of it is cool, how you twist it up and the product comes out, but it just dries out and you have to like sit there and kind of like wipe away all the dryness and then go in and crank up more, and it just kind of takes way too much time and effort for me. No. So this next product is by e.l.f. I absolutely love e.l.f. products. I feel like they are so good and so affordable, but this unfortunately did not work for me. This is something that I was actually really excited for, but when I tried it, I was like, no. I was actually filming a tutorial with it and I had to like wipe it off and start over. This is their liquid kind of like eyeshadow in the color rose gold. The packaging is so stunning. Absolutely love this, the packaging of this. I love the blue and the clear packaging, and the color of this is so beautiful. But here's why I don't like it. This I feel like is meant to be kind of like a liquid eyeshadow. So when you apply it on your eye, it's supposed to, you know, be kind of like the metallic look and dry and not move. So when I went to use this, I applied it with the doe foot directly onto my eyelid, and then I was trying to pat it to blend it, and it completely wiped all of the product off of my eyelid, and it just kind of like slipped around, took all the product off. There was like nothing left on my eyelid, and I was so disappointed because when I swatched this on the back of my hand, it's a really pretty color. That's it right there. But when you put it on your eyelid and you go to blend it away, it just kind of like wipes off and it doesn't really do much. And as you can see, it's kind of like splotchy. And I don't know if you're meant to just kind of swipe this on your eyelid and not touch it at all, but I need to like blend my eyeshadows. I can't just like swipe this on my eyelid and just let it dry like that. It just kind of was a miss for me. I was disappointed in it because it's such a beautiful color, and I feel like it would have so much potential if they would just kind of like redo the formula, because this would be so amazing if it did work out. So again, just didn't work. So this next thing that I want to talk about is not like, I like the idea behind it, but I just didn't like the way it felt on my lips. This is the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme. So I believe I got this in a BOXYCHARM or maybe an IPSY bag, and this is supposed to just make your lips get that like really tingly feeling and make them look plump, except this is painful. Like, this hurts. When you put it on your lips, it literally hurts. It doesn't feel like it's just kind of tingling, it like burns, and it's just very uncomfortable for me. I like the way it looks on my lips, like when I apply it, it looks really like juicy and pretty, but I can't stand the way it feels. I like certain like lip plumpers that do give you that kind of like tingly sensation, but this hurts and it's just uncomfortable, it burns. I remember the first time I tried this, I was not expecting it to be like that extreme, but when this says extreme on it, it means extreme. Like, it hurts. And if you are someone that likes that, then you will love this, because this is very strong and definitely does plump your lips, but I just couldn't deal with the way it felt on my lips. So it's not really bad, like it doesn't look bad, but it feels bad. Next is actually something from a brand that I love so much. It's ColourPop. I love ColourPop to death. I love their liquid lipsticks. They are a little bit drying, but I can work with it because I love the colors, and the lasting power on the ColourPop liquid lipsticks are absolutely amazing. This is their brow pencil, and this is in the color Blondie. So This I'm kind of on the fence with because I like the idea behind it. I like the spoolie. It's your typical brow pencil. I like how tiny it is, but my problem with this is it's not that pigmented. You can't even really see that. Yeah, it's in the color blonde, so it's not really meant to be like dark, but my problem with this is that when I'm trying to apply it, it's just not really, it doesn't have good control in my opinion, and I feel like there are other ones on the market, especially the L'Oreal one that is better than this one. This is a very affordable product, so it's not like a huge disappointment to me because you're not spending $30 on a brow pencil like you do nowadays on high-end products. But I just kind of don't really reach for this because it just doesn't really work for me. I like the idea behind it. I like how small the pencil is, but the formula of it could be better, and I just don't use it for that reason. Alright, so this next product is something that I'm kind of like, it's not that I don't like it, I just don't ever use it. I literally don't ever use this because it's just the concept behind it I don't really understand. So this is by YSL. So this product was actually sent to me by the Influencer app, so you can go on there and they send you stuff to review. Okay, so this is the YSL Vinyl Cream Lip Stain. So I think the reason why I don't really enjoy this product is because I'm not like a big stain person. I'm either going to wear a lipstick, or I'm gonna wear a lip gloss, or I'm gonna wear a like matte liquid lipstick. The like lip cream stains to me are just not, like, I don't really reach for them because I feel like, especially with a color like this, if this was a nude color, I feel like I would like it so much more, but because it has a lot of color to it, I feel like it would kind of slip and slide, and when I did try wearing this, I found that it kind of like bled outside of my lips. Maybe if I tried this with a lip liner, I would like it. I probably should have done that before I actually said that I didn't really like this product, but it's just one of those things that I'm just like not really into because I feel like a color like this on my lips that's not gonna like really stay on, like it's a stain, but then you kind of have the residue and it kind of just like, see how it kind of just like smudges a little bit? And I know it's not meant to be like matte or anything, so it's not that the product is bad. As you can see, it did stain. I wiped it away and it did stain. I feel like this would be okay if you want that effect, but it's not something that I typically like to go for, so this is not a bad product at all. It's just one that I don't really use. I don't really love it. So that completes this video. Those were all the products that, you know, certain ones were disappointing but aren't bad, and some of them just didn't work for me and I'm not really into. So I hope this video was not like too negative for you guys, where like some of these products are your favorite and you're gonna like hate me, but I just like to be honest, and you know, we all love makeup, but there are makeup products that just don't work for all of us, and these were the ones that just didn't really work for me. So give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoy videos like these. I'm sure I will come across more products that don't really work for me in the future. I do have a video that I just posted before that I will link up here, and it's underrated products that I think should be more hyped about. So maybe if you want to end on a positive note, you can go watch that video. Don't forget to subscribe before you guys leave, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!